Welcome everybody to Pop Culture. I am Scott.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Monica.
In this episode, we are talking about Free Guy, the movie that we probably should have seen a while ago. But hey, there was that little pandemic kicking around. So we got it this year. And so starring Ryan Reynolds, produced by Ryan Reynolds, and I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of other things for Ryan Reynolds.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. This feels like some sort of strange extension of Deadpool. I don't know why I kept getting Deadpool vibes throughout the movie.
Sort of, yeah. I guess it's Ryan Reynolds, really.
Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he has this weird knack for playing acerbic innocence or naivety. It's sort of like, how can someone dryly make this commentary but seem so naive or ignorant at the same time? And he manages to do it so
like
well.
Some of the filthiest.
It's like a contradiction but works.
So I think I know Jason was really excited about this movie. I was excited about it too. It was like I don't know how you feel, Monica, to Jason and I both being pretty big video game nuts. It seemed to sort of tick a lot of boxes of stuff that I personally would like to see made fun of.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer or anything like that, but I thought this film was so much fun. It's self-aware, it's sweet, it's clever. There's a lot to like about it. I was so surprised by how much I really enjoyed myself with this movie.
I had fun.
Yeah, it set out to be that, and it set out to be fun. And I think there was not much more to what it intended. I mean, there was sort of like a slight thing for, doesn't matter if you're the background person sort of idea, but beyond that, there wasn't a lot more to it. Oh no, they made it pretty explicit, gathering them all together and that. But it was like no one's less valuable, I guess, was the idea. Yeah, that was it.
Exactly right. It's sort of like if you put Grand Theft Auto Pleasantville and The Truman Show together and just gave it this sort of a sweet candy vibe. It was, that's what I was thinking about the entire movie. I'm like, this is like the sweet version of Grand Theft Auto.
That's right. I watched the movie with my wife and she's like, is this what Grand Theft Auto's like?
See,
and I'm like, kind of. She's like, you could just go up and like shoot somebody on the street. I'm like, yeah.
Run them over, do all sorts
mortified.
Yeah. And it is
just a way to hurt somebody. I'm like, they're not real, honey.
But what if they were?
Yes.
But yeah, it was this interesting mishmash of Grand Theft Auto as the basis, I guess, for the game. But then
I guess
it had things like Ralph Breaks the Internet, Ready Player One. I found all of these sorts of elements being drawn from and put together there. But it was done in such a slick, lollipop of a film way. I don't say popcorn film, I say lollipop, because it was sweet and easily digestible, and you can sort of sit back and just enjoy it. It's no brain beater there.
No, not at all. But you also have this intricate world building, and you have these people coming in to play the game, and you also get to see their personalities behind the screens with the skins that they're using, and also how they sort of gel with this world that's sort of built for them and the interactions they have with these, I guess, in Ryan Reynolds' case, this sentient AI.
Yeah, he's alive. And then I guess the implications of an NPC not wanting to be pushed around anymore, but in a kind of wholesome way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very clever in that respect in terms of how it comes about being the AI. I found that was very, very well written into it, the sort of the romance aspect and what sparks it all off.
Didn't feel quite as on the nose as it probably could have been.
Yeah, that sort of it was a very clever, neat tie up of it, I guess, in that sense. And then, but otherwise, it was very funny too, which you know, I guess it ranged in humor, I have to say, from, you know, kicking someone in the nuts sort of humor to to sort of like clever plays with pop culture and that. But it was, yeah, it's a big range there, and I think they're obviously targeting it as a broad range family film, so anyone can enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that as well is you sort of have the transition between the real world and the game, and it seems actually pretty seamless. And the tone is balanced really well in this movie, so it always keeps at this constant happy level. I don't feel that this movie slowed down at all, and it kept my attention and it kept entertaining me. So I think that's a really big bonus that a lot of films don't know quite how to do all the time.
Which is good, because I mean, it's almost 2 hours long. Like it's
Yeah.
not a short movie, and yeah, it never felt it never dragged at any point.
Yeah, and it certainly doesn't sort of detract from either of the plots taking place. So in the real world, you have Millie and this lawsuit where she's trying to sort of, I guess this is a light spoiler, but she's up against Taika Waititi, who's this huge conglomerate gaming organization. And then you also have what's going on with Guy in the game and his, I guess, almost coming of age story in a way.
Yeah, he's 4 years old. I think what makes it work as well is they're all really likable. Like even Taika Waititi's complete douchebag video game CEO was like likable.
Yeah,
and then you've got you know, Joe Keery, that literally voted the world's most likable man, playing in there as well. Jodie Comer was great.
Jodie Comer was really good. Very different to what she normally does.
Yeah, certainly not killing Eve Assassin.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't watched, but everyone keeps telling me I should watch it.
Her performance in that's great, but she was sort of pulled off 3 different characters, I thought, when I was watching it. But they were a seamless mix, and it's sort of her optimistic before they're releasing the game, seeming, you know, really naive and so on. Then the jaded one pursuing, but then as her avatar as well. So it was like 3 different performances running at once.
Yeah,
and I was really taken back by how well she did that, and it was testament to her acting, that's for sure.
Yeah, she was very, very strong in this movie.
I guess ultimately it all falls on Ryan Reynolds' shoulders.
Yeah, he's so well practiced at doing that, though.
He just does this likable half.
But I'm wondering how long that shtick will hold with him over the years. It certainly works for this. Like, I've got no criticism of it, but I'm starting to realize that
how often you want to see
approach.
This
yeah, and it's still good fun. The one little bit that I probably slight disagreement on, and well, maybe not a disagreement, but an observation I had was I found Taika Waititi was a bit inconsistent, because I think he was trying to twist the humor to his type of character, but the lines didn't fit. If you get what I mean, it was sort of like, you know, someone's trying to say something in another language with an accent that they can't do, but he's trying to deliver comedy in a way that doesn't actually suit him. And it just seemed inconsistent. And I'm wondering, the ones that really worked were where he was given the opportunity to redo the lines. And it was the only thing that I sort of went, oh, it's a bit of a shame. It was like I had really high expectations, and but it's just one thing I noticed. Beyond that, I don't know what I'd fault. It's production values obviously through the roof, and the visuals are amazing.
Yeah, I love the visual style. When you see Guy put the glasses on for the first time and he sees his world in the same way that the gamers do, I thought that was so amazing, and it looked great. It gave me, it might sound a bit strange, it gave me sort of Blade Runner vibes, just with sort of like everything sort of got those neon colors and those lights, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm enjoying this.
It was even good when he did it the second time too. It was sort of like, he's still just as shocked. And
yes, and he just lifts the glasses quickly and then puts them back on again. Yeah.
And then the fun ways it played with like all the weird stuff happening in the background of every shot. people like just jumping up and down as they do in video games.
Yeah, people running into walls.
Yeah. And then like someone kills someone in the street and stops to teabag them, and all those sort of weird video game idiosyncrasies of the
what are they? They're like the celebration dances or
community.
whatever.
Yeah. And then the weird cameos, like Channing Tatum was
so
that was genuinely funny. Where he's like screaming at his mother.
Yeah. Who are you talking
to? Hugh Jackman was in there.
Yeah, yes, he was in the alleyway.
Yeah,
yep.
John Krasinski is the blacked out gamer in the interview.
Yep.
The Rock is apparently Dwayne Johnson. Was one of the bank robbers apparently.
Oh,
okay. There was a long list of cameos.
Chris Evans, obviously.
That was my favorite one.
Tina Fey was the mum vacuuming.
Yep.
There was there was a lot of all of Ryan Reynolds' friends snuck into this.
It was a nice blink and you'll miss it. It relying on those sorts of cameos isn't something that the film's trying to do to make you sort of be like, wow, this is so packed with stars. It's just there to make it funny. So I appreciate it has a different kind of function.
And I feel like the only one that was really on the nose was the Chris Evans one.
Well, it's just a bit more overt.
Him playing himself, and
yeah.
It would have been like Hugh Jackman showing up as Wolverine and things like that. Yeah.
Right. I quite like the Channing Tatum because it sort of then played around with that idea, I guess, of avatars, and you've got this really dweeby, weird looking dude.
Absolutely, and
they makes himself look like Channing Tatum.
Also,
with all of his deviant behavior.
Yeah. Picking someone like Channing Tatum is a really good idea because he's also a very good comedic actor. Like if you've seen 21 or 22 Jump Street, he's quite funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he's come a long way from Magic Mike, that's for sure.
Yeah, or that dancing movie. I don't remember what it's called, but it was terrible.
I don't know.
The one that's not Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Not that I like that one either, but anyway.
Oh, Steven Soderbergh.
I think credit has to go to Sean Levy as well. He's obviously experienced so much in the, I guess, managing the comedy, and it is that sort of comedy, and special effects. So I think of like Night at the Museum and how that's juggled quite well in the different characters and personalities and really strong actors. Obviously, you've got like Robin Williams in that one, and he's utilized really well. But in this one, it shows that he's well practiced, and there's sort of that Stranger Things mishmash of, I guess, what would you say it? It's cultural points put together in one go. So treated very well.
And all of those references and things that just referencing a different part of pop culture.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, you go ahead.
The only sort of clunky bits, or I guess not clunky bits, but the only thing that I feel has to be acknowledged is how much Ready Player One really sort of set this world up for them to use. It's really important that I think that's acknowledged. And interestingly, because Disney got to own it, they got to do in this film what Ready Player One couldn't do, and that was include franchises like Star Wars and Marvel and so on into the actual film.
Yeah, they tried, but well, I mean, Ernest Cline puts a lot in that book that would have been amazing to see on the big screen, but copyrights and things. I particularly like the while we're watching it, my wife's like, making video games isn't like that, where they're like on the keyboard, like the code starts. And I'm like, no, I don't believe so. The leaps in logic when it comes to making video games. But it sort of plays into the fantasy of it.
Wow. It's not very exciting looking at someone just typing. So
it's code.
That's right.
How amazing that would have been. No,
I also,
I'm
yeah.
glad I watched it.
Yeah, I am too. And I guess the last thing that I just quickly wanted to mention too was I loved the breakup of, I guess, an original score littered with this 90s pop music. I thought that was utilized really, really well. Like I could listen to Mariah Carey's Sweet Fantasy all day.
Glad one of us can.
Aw. Christmas is right around the corner, Scott. You know what time it is.
Well, I'm so glad I don't work in a CD shop anymore.
No, it's Christmas time. Mariah must come out of her cave and feed.
Oh, she had the deluxe
Scary Christmas.
That was worth it. She feeds upon the frequency bouncing off our eardrums.
Exactly right. All I want for Christmas.
I thought you were going to say she feeds off the tears.
The tears of retail stuff everywhere. She just licks them up. It's Mariah Carey and Bublé.
Yes.
Oh dear. But I think my biggest disappointment with Free Guy is that we didn't get to see it on a big screen, because I feel like it really begs for that kind of spectacle. But
yeah.
Here we are in a pandemic still.
Yeah, it is a pity. I just feel the scale is built for cinema. It would have been spectacular.
Yeah, so if you get the opportunity, it's showing in cinemas now. Go see it on the cinema. I guess if you have to settle for streaming, it's definitely worth watching. But yeah, I really would have loved to have seen it on a big screen. And I mean, I still might when our Freedom Day comes around.
Anyway, worth it.
Yeah, Free Guy. I liked it.
No, it's good. It's very good fun.
So much fun.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Pop Culture. I've been Scott.
I'm still Jason.
And I'm still Monica.